What's going on? My name is Young Fizz. I am a music producer and I'm going to be sharing my process and how I made this beat inside the Maschine using Play Series instrument Luxa as well as an expansion Hot List. Play Series Luxa is going to give you that R&B, rap, and K-pop sound. It has synths, keys, basses, and more to help you craft that perfect pop sound. The Hot List expansion gives you a colorful sound where pop meets hip hop, and it has a lot of different textures as well as melodic loops and chord progressions. Before I get into it, let's explore some sounds from Luxa and Hot List. So here's a preset that I found inside of Luxa, and this one's called Willis. Not only do you have the layers, but you also have the macros that are right here at your fingertips. And we have macros such as the cutoff, the warmth, dirt, choral, delay, plate, and volume. Now let's check out some more presets. So here's another preset that I came across. This one's called Janice, and it just sounds so smooth. Take a listen. Now let me show you how versatile this sound is in this beat breakdown. The first sound in this preset, again, is called Janice, and I pretty much played it on every second and fourth beat. So if I pair with the metronome, it sounds something like this right here. The next sound that I use for this beat is called Majestic, and I pretty much played it on every downbeat. Now listen to how these two sounds are working well together. Whenever I make a beat like this, I like to keep it super simple. So here I have a piano loaded, and it sounds something like this here. And all I'm really trying to do is just capture that transient. And then you can use the play control to control how much reverb that you want. So with no reverb, super dry. And so just add a little reverb to it. So with those three sounds so far, this is what we have. So far, the track is sounding kind of bouncy, so I wanted to add some type of atmospheric sound to it, kind of like a counter melody. So I use this sound here called Stock of Wood, and all it's really doing is this right here. With just those 4 sounds, this is what we have so far. Now that I have my instrumentation all laid out, I'm going to be using Hot List expansion to find inspiration for my drums. Right off the bat, we have some rugged drums. I like that. Some major 7th chords there. I like how that snare sounds. Let me load that one up. It just sounds so fat. I like the way that snap sounds. These hi-hats are sounding so clean. So the first sound I have here is this hi-hat. So with this hi-hat, what I like to do is turn on note repeat and then make sure that the fixed velocity is enabled. And then I found this clap. I also found some use for the cymbal. For the 808, I wanted to find something that had a little bit of punch to it as well as a little bit of sustain. So once I found it, I played in this pattern right here. And after quantizing it, it sounds like this. I wanted to give the 808 a little bit of variation, so I played it in a lower register. Now this is what it sounds like with the drum group soloed. I don't like that extra note that I put in on that 808, so I'm gonna come in here on keyboard mode. I'm gonna hit Z to mute, and of course in Maschine 3.0 you can now mute these here. So now let's go ahead and listen to what that sounds like. Another thing that I like to do is mess with the hi-hats. So I'm gonna come back over here in this hi-hat here. And I can also turn on note repeat, make sure this is on 1 over, let's say 64 triplets, and make sure the pitch is highlighted here. And then we can do some insane hi-hat rolls. So now if we put it all together, it sounds something like this here. Play Series Luxa as well as Hot List expansion has a lot of different textures, and with those textures what you're able to do is kind of cross over to different genres of music. So what I want to do is break down another beat. This one is going to be a pop beat, and I want to share with you some of the presets I use to make this project happen. So let's start off by playing the beat. Let's take a closer look at the different sounds to make this happen, starting with sound number 1, which is right here. So just kind of like a really compressed type of piano sound, and it sounds good, but I felt like I could thicken it up just a little bit more, so I added another piano, but this one has another little layer on it here. And then right here on this sound, I'm using the balance control to kind of dial in a sweet spot. The next sound I have here, it looks like it's just using some sine waves. So let me go ahead and solo that by itself, and then I'll play it with the mix and see what it's adding. So it's just really adding some bottom end, making the track sound just a little bit fuller. And then this next sound I pulled, and I'm using it as a lead. So let me solo that up. And then this last sound here, it was pretty much a sequence, but what I did was I went up here to sequence and I turned it off. So if you press this power button, if I hold this here, that was the original, but then I just turned it off. And then I came up with this here. So when you put it all together, you have something like that. And the drums from this record come straight from Hot List. So I'm gonna bring them in one by one, starting with the kick. And then again, the whole beat. There is one last thing that I want to reveal to you, and that's my favorite sound in Play Series Luxa. And I'm gonna solo it up and we're gonna play it, and I'm gonna show you how I use it in this beat right here. That is just so smooth. Let me show you how I used it. So basically it's a main synth, and then I took this other sound and then I used this plucked synth. And then finally just added a bass. And the drums, of course, come right out of Hot List, and it's just a construction kit. And this is what it sounds like all together. As you have just seen, Play Series Luxa as well as Hot List expansion has a lot to offer across multiple genres. Be sure to visit the links down in the description box below, and we hope to see you right here back for a future video.